about this this button here?
Welcome back to another episode of Where's Kyle? My name's Kyle Bennett. I'm the recruitment supervisor here at Southwest Tech, and I'm here with Tyson Larson and Brian Waldner, who are the instructors for our auto technician program here. Well, Tyson, Brian, thanks for being with me today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a fun day here. And Tyson, so you are the first year instructor,
Yep.
correct?
So I educate the students when they come into the program. So I'm the first person they see, and they have me the whole year.
Perfect. And Brian, welcome, Brian. How are you doing?
Good.
Awesome.
I'm really excited as far as the automotive industry. We are really moving at breakneck speed. The amount of technology that is coming in is going to require more of students, of technicians, but we are in a really very, very exciting age.
That's awesome. Yeah, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on in the program. So Tyson, why don't you talk a little bit about what our students learned during that first year?
Yeah, thanks, Kyle. I can answer that. So during the first year, it's actually very exciting for the students because really I see two major things the students are learning in the first year and actually the second year too. One component we have technical skills, and the other component we have these things we call employability skills or core abilities. With the technical skills, the students are learning about the industry. They're learning what does it mean to be an automotive technician. They're learning foundational skills that they need. So how to use a hoist, how to be safe while working, things like that. What career options are available? Then we get into things like maintenance, how to do oil changes, tire repairs, things like that, coolant flushes, basic maintenance items. Beyond that, we get into electrical. Electrical is the most important course the students will take here at Southwest Tech because it's really the foundation. It lays a foundation for what that student is going to need to do in the future. Because with the hybrids coming, the fully electric cars, the hybrids are here, but the fully electric cars, things of that nature. So the electrical is very important. And then we'll get into braking systems. So the students will learn braking systems and then advanced braking systems. So things like stability control, traction control, things like that. That's all actually in the first semester. Second semester, engine repair. Students love that because all of our courses are hands-on, which is great. Hands-on and it's authentic learning. So meaning the students are doing here what they'll actually be doing out in industry. And that's what's so great is they're actually doing these things and they can do some of these things on their own vehicles too. So with that second semester, we got engine repair, we got steering suspension where they're gonna learn how to do wheel alignments and things like that. And then there's another electrical course too. So the other facet that we try to teach are the employability skills. So the employability skills, our employers require this. The students learn this. So they're based on core abilities. And these core abilities are act professionally, work cooperatively, work productively, value learning, communicate clearly, and solve problems. So all these little things like showing up on time, acting professional, having a good attitude, communicating with peers, these are all really important skills that the students need. So we're trying to train you to become employable. So those are kind of the two main areas we're looking at, technical skills and then employability skills. And really, the employers know that we're training these guys to get the technical skills, but the important thing they're really looking for too beyond that is they want somebody with good attitude. They want somebody with good employability skills. That's really what they're looking for.
Well, that's good. That's good to know. Sounds like they cover a lot in the first year, not only technical, but we're just helping them become more professional and better workers in the future. So in between that first year and the second year, they have an internship experience. And so talk to me a little bit about the internship.
So the internship, we actually ask the students to try to look for an internship as soon as they start in the program. We tell them to start looking for it right away. Some students are already hired at a shop, a facility, what have you, and that's great, so they can start to get some experience. But their internship hours don't count until between the first and second year. So that entails, it's a 240-hour internship. Okay, so for 240 hours, the student doesn't come to school here at all, but there are some projects or assignments that they do for us. But for the most part, it's between them and their mentor and their service manager as far as what requirements need to be met. So for those 240 hours, a student is actually working at a facility, like a dealership or a franchise facility, like a Meineke or a Bob's Auto Repair, that type of thing. So these students are actually performing the tasks we learn in the first year. So they're doing alignments. They might be doing some engine repair stuff, timing chain, timing belt. They might be doing some brake work, basic maintenance work. They're practicing all these things that they're learning in the first year to gain some confidence in what they're doing. And then when they come back for the second year and they see Brian starts with them with electrical and engine performance and stuff like that. They can actually share stories with Brian. When Brian starts to cover something, Brian will cover a topic and the students will say, hey, I learned that, we did that over the summer. So we have all these experiences, and that really enforces, this comes back to the authentic learning I was talking about, that really enforces that authentic learning. So although it's an internship, it's a paid internship, so that's great. You know, while they're at their internship, they can make money, and that doesn't apply for all internships around campus here. So they make money while they're working, and then plus they're gaining knowledge. The other component I'm looking for with that is they get to, in a sense, try on that shop, if you will, and that shop gets to try them on. So meaning, is it a good match? They get to see what it's like out in the industry before they've graduated, and that's invaluable. That's invaluable to them to do that.
That's great. And so they do their internship, and then they go to second year with Brian. So Brian, talk to me a little bit about what they do that second year.
My job really is to take what the foundation that Tyson has already laid, both soft skills and hard skills. So the technical skills and also the employability skills, and really to try to take them to another level, especially the advanced technical skills.
Right.
Tyson does an excellent job of the soft skills and the basics, and I try not to change what he's done with the soft skills.
Yep.
I'm trying to increase their knowledge in the technical skills, and what we really go into right off the bat is Electrical 3. And that is really learning how to understand not only headlights, not only horns, but really go into then, okay, CAN bus systems or communication systems. So we are not only going to be dealing with headlights, we're not only going to be dealing with power windows, but really as the technology evolves, as the industry evolves, we have to really start understanding how computers talk to each other. So we go into that, and then in engine performance, which is a very fun class. The students love engine performance, to talk about ignition systems, and talk about fuel systems, and we do get in some high performance stuff that they obviously enjoy. Second semester we go into automatic transmissions, which this is an awesome class. Students, like Tyson said, we actually require our students, and we actually give our students the opportunity to work on the car as they would out in the real world. We don't have trainers, we don't have cars that are cut in half. We actually have the students bring in a car, or I will find a car for them. They'll bring in a car that has a transmission problem, and they will diagnose that. They will remove the transmission, they will rebuild the transmission completely, which that's an intense project.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the capstone of the automotive technician. The automatic transmission repair and engine repair, I would say, are the two capstones of our program. Anyway, so they go back, they rebuild it, and then they test drive it. And if it is not working correctly, if it's not shifted through the gears correctly, we diagnose, okay, what went wrong, what do we need to do to remedy that? So it's not the fact that we just get to take these transmissions that we've taken apart hundreds of times.
Right.
We're actually taking a real live transmission. We do that not only with automatic transmission, we do that with manual transmissions, differentials, transfer cases. So the second semester is a very intense, but probably it's my favorite semester to teach, because you really see students light up. You really see them get engaged, because not only are they learning technical skills, they're also learning the important employability skills like Tyson was talking about, as far as cleanliness, professionalism, being able to read and understand a manual, which that in itself is a skill. It seems like being able to open up a page and read a manual should be simple, and it should be, but when it actually comes into practice, that's a very important skill for students to have. And then after manual transmissions, we move into air conditioning. So in air conditioning class, we work on every aspect of air conditioning, obviously. Heater core, condenser, compressor.
And so they learn a lot the second year. They're ready to go out in the field. I do have a question. So, someone like me who's just done some very minor maintenance for my vehicle, I know there might be people who come into this program and, they've spent a lot of their lifetime maybe just working on vehicles at home. So, you get a big range of skills coming into that first year of the program. And if I have no experience, can I do this program?
Absolutely, and actually we're seeing that more and more now. The students that we enter our program have generally less and less experience than we've ever seen before. So I've been in this field, 15 years now as far as teaching goes, and what I'm seeing is students have less experience coming in. We're starting the students at the ground level is what we're doing. We have students that are somewhat comfortable and students who aren't so much comfortable. And what we'll find too is the students that actually are feeling confident, they become less confident once we start courses like electrical courses. So we start at the ground level with these students. We get them to understand these basic things like nuts and bolts, and mechanical aptitude is what we're establishing at first. But then once we get beyond fundamentals and maintenance stuff, once we get to courses like electrical, it's a pretty level playing field.
Yeah.
Where most students that come in have literally almost no experience, and that gives these students that have little experience time to shine because they're learning it new just like everybody else.
Right.
So that's a great thing about it. So I want to share a success story related to that. So on my arm, I have this patch, and it's called ASE, Automotive Service Excellence Patch. And on the bottom it says Master Automotive Technician. So Brian and I are both Master Automotive Technicians. That's what we need to, that's the certification we need to do our job. And it's actually an industry standard certification that we have. I had, a few years back, a Hispanic student that had very little experience. And actually, before he came to school, he had just learned English 5 years before that.
Wow.
So, talk about just going green. Well, anyway, by the time that student graduated, that student took and passed all 8 certification exams. And I've never actually had a student do that before.
Wow.
All 8 tests. So he was a master, but in a sense he was a master on paper, but you have to have 2 years experience. While they're here 2 years, they actually get 1 year of experience that counts towards it. So he just needed some more experience to get his official certification, but very impressive. Great success story of the student who knew very little, became basically a master right when he graduated.
You hear people saying, well, you don't need to go to school to get into the profession, but why would you encourage someone to come here, do the 2-year program before going out into the workforce?
Where the industry is going, and even where it has been for the last 20, 30 years, in fact, the understanding of the advanced diagnostics, it is absolutely necessary to have a good fundamentals, especially for electrical, to have good fundamentals.
Could you go out and work at a shop without getting a degree here? Yes, you could. But with this industry, there's such a broad range of things that you can do and money you can make as well. So meaning if you decide you didn't want to come to school, I'm going to go start working at a shop, get some experience right away, that's great, but what will be limited is your income potential. So meaning if you want to go out and change tires and do maintenance for a living, you could do that, but your income potential is so limited. You're going to be at the $10 to $15 an hour mark. But if you want to go through a course like a program like Southwest Tech, get educated by myself and by Brian, learn diagnosis, learn problem solving skills, learn electrical, things like that, then your income level is almost unlimited. You could be making $30 to $40 an hour, or you could open up your own shop, be a diagnostic electrical technician or drivability technician. So the opportunities are more endless. The more education you get, the more opportunities you're going to have in this industry, and that's what's really important. With this field, you really can never stop learning. If you don't like learning, then this really isn't the field for you. It's important that, so for our certifications, just to maintain these certifications, we have to have the minimum of 20 hours a year. So we have to keep getting educated. And we all know that vehicles are changing.
Right.
We're seeing this new technology come out. We have to be prepared for that because that's what our students will be working on.
Sure.
So that's how we try to train them.
Today we're going to do something out in the shop, and so talk to me a little bit about what we're doing out here today.
So yeah, we have a scan tool hooked up, and a scan tool can be very, very basic, as basic as only being able to pull codes, or it can be very advanced. And one of the features that we're going to highlight today is what's called bidirectional controls. Bidirectional controls allows us or gives us the ability to see if we have a problem, and how to diagnose that with being able to actuate a component. So for example, one of the things we're going to pick on is we have a 2016 Chevy Impala out there where the horn doesn't work. When you press on the horn button, nothing happens, okay? One of the things that we want to teach is, okay, let's divide the systems. One of the best ways to divide the system is at the computer. The computer in, the input, and the output, okay? The scan tool gives us the ability to act as a computer and to see, okay, are we getting an input? When you press a horn switch, is the computer seeing that switch close? Okay? The next step would be, can I actuate, with the scan tool, can I actuate the horn and make the horn blow? If I do that and I actuate it, we have just diagnosed the computer, the wiring, and to the horn is good. The problem before that. So we're always trying to teach these fundamental skills of all these critical thinking skills.
Right.
And this is one of the best ways we can do that. So
Awesome.
you're gonna have some fun doing that.
Well, let's go try it out.
All right. All right, Kyle, are you ready to diagnose your vehicle?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, well, what's your complaint? What's the problem that you're having?
My horn does not work. You know, I tried getting the deer out of the way and it just stared at me and didn't move. So, you know.
So what'd you do next? Did you get out of the car and shoot it out of the way? Or
Yeah, I pushed it out of the road to get it to move, so.
Okay, well, let's fix this problem so this doesn't happen again. Let's actually fix the horn.
Okay.
So in this case, the problem that we're having is when go ahead and press the horn. Okay, doesn't work. Let's use our critical thinking skills to diagnose this. The computer in this case, or the body control module, is what is actually controlling the horn. When Kyle presses the horn switch, if it works, he is not actually controlling it. He is just sending a signal to the body control module, and the body control module will then control the horn. So we're going to act as the body control module with the scan tool. So again, let's check and see. Go and press on the horn, nothing happens. Does it show that you pressed the horn switch?
It does not.
It does not. Okay, so that shows that we might have a switch problem or a wiring problem. So let's make sure the horn works though.
Okay.
Because if the horn works, then we know from the body control module, the wiring in the horn is good. So go ahead with the scan tool, why don't you actuate the horn?
Okay.
I think the horn works.
There we go.
A little too well. So what did we just do, Kyle?
Well, I hit the horn relay and turned it on, so basically I'm controlling the car through this.
Okay, so what do we know is good?
We know the horn's good.
We know the horn's good. What else do we know is good?
We know this diagnostic tool works.
Okay. What don't we know is good? What are we not sure is good?
Maybe something with electrical component.
It's like the horn switch?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so then our next step would be to actually diagnose the horn switch or the wiring.
All right, well, let's see what else this puppy can do. How about this button here?
All right, Kyle, what do you think of that scan tool?
You know, this thing is pretty high tech. I have a little scan tool I got at Walmart for about 20 bucks, and I'm guessing this one's a little bit more expensive.
Yep, those basic scan tools are just code readers, where these, like Brian said before, have bidirectional controls. In this industry, we're expected to be able to diagnose and repair things efficiently, quickly, productively. And so a tool like this gives us the ability to do that. So in our example, the horn didn't work when we pushed the horn button. As long as you understand how the circuit works, basically, we can use a tool like this, perform some bidirectional controls, command it on, and that helps us eliminate what parts of the circuit are working and are not working. So the wrong idea would be the horn doesn't work, let's go rip the horn off and do that. No, we want to come up with a strategy-based diagnostic procedure where we can eliminate the most probable things first. And that scan tool like that allows us to do that.
Yeah, well, yeah, you guys are definitely teaching our students all the latest technology. So I would encourage you, if you have interest in the auto industry, to come to Southwest Tech for the Automotive Technician program. There are spots available just for you for next year in the fall. So you can go to www.swtc/apply and have your spot reserved today. Till next time.
Thank